closely all the presentations, all the things that have been said here, and with your permission, with the permission of the speakers, of the audience, we are going to play with all these ideas. We are going to improvise with all these ideas, and we are going to try to have a good time ourselves, and we hope you have a good time yourselves as well. And that's basically all. But before Nacho presents things, we are going to do some games, and Nacho is going to present the first one, and we are going to ask you for a favor. We've spoken here about energy. We also believe that energy is around us, that we share energy, and after this day, we need your energy. We need to be fully loaded with energy, and to do so, what we want you to do is to, the moment I say yeah, you'll have 20 seconds to scream, give a hand, stand up, or express whatever it is that you want to do. You can kiss whoever is by your side, or kick in, or whatever it is that you want to do. Get out, get in. 20 seconds of full freedom that is going to be fantastic for us to load ourselves with energy. And this 20 seconds starts now. That's it. That's more than enough. You have a lot of energy, that for sure. So let's start. The first game is improvisation. Nothing's prepared, and we need your cooperation. So, for example, for this first scene that's going to be improvised, we need you a place. We need a place to develop this scene in it. Who can think of a place? Space Rocket, El Retiro Park, an igloo. Swimming pool, hammock, share hammock, I believe, an artificial insemination center. It seems like he knows very well what he's talking about. What do we choose? Artificial insemination center. Well, the next scene is going to take place, or at least it will start, in an artificial insemination center, and we want to associate it to some of the ideas that we saw today. Tell me about one of the most striking ideas that you heard today, because you like it, or maybe because you hated it. I'm afraid we weren't here when they were talking about that. The bread, the asteroid, traveling in a balloon. Starting in an artificial insemination center, it seems very complicated to take a rocket there or an asteroid. Learning to learn. Laura, which one do you like best? I don't know. It's for you to choose. I was asking. You choose. Learning to learn. Learning to learn is beautiful. I love that idea. So let's see a scene in an artificial insemination center, and let's talk about learning to learn. Let's start. Excuse me? Sex as FM, gender F, modulated frequency AM, FM. No, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. No. Female or male? Don't worry. If you're a lady and you seem to be a lady, then you have to say female. I'm here. I'm doing my own things. If you need anything, just... You're making bread there? Yeah, that's right. But don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. My boss cannot be aware of it, but I think that the best thing in the world is bread. What I like most, what I love most in this world is bread. And this is a center of love for having children. And they need to bring a bread with them. So that's what I'm doing. because we need to create many children, and so you have to cultivate love and respect for bread. I don't want a child, I want a bread. And I would like to give birth to a bread, a piece of bread. Well, I'm gonna show you. Well, you're gonna learn to make bread. And not everyone is ready to learn to do so. I know of no one who can make bread. Let's transfer this here. It's going to be easier if we do it here. Okay. You have to do the kneading of the dough. Okay. Go for it. Go for it. Knead the bread. Knead the dough. A little bit of salt. You seem to be quite an expert on this. But I have to ask you. Now I'm full of flour. Thank you, thank you. I got a chapata here. You did it, just like that. I told you, I have a natural talent for bread. So have I, and I never met someone with the same talent as you. Oh my God, I have something else to confess to you. I know very well that an asteroid is coming to Earth. It's going to collide. I have a space rocket or a balloon out there waiting. Come with me, run away with me, please. But don't you realize that's totally impossible? How many times have you done the lottery? How can an asteroid, and you've won? Never. How can an asteroid be falling? It's coming, run and run into the balloon. Let's go. The bread, no, do not throw the bread. Did you throw the bread? That's impossible. Well, we'll build a and we'll build our self-sufficient building out there in space. We'll be happy there. You, me, the bread. And that's the end of the improvised scene.
Bueno, gracias.
Thank you so much. Come on, Brand, we still have 8 minutes to go. We're not gonna have time. Let's change the topic. Let's say change the subject. For this second game, and before telling you what it's going to be about, I need 2 volunteers. Don't worry, don't be scared about what we are going to do. It's more difficult of the things that you heard here or whatever. 2 volunteers, please, 2 volunteers. Don't make us waste any more time, otherwise we will have no time. It's going to be very easy and simple. You innovating entrepreneurs. 2, we've got 2. Great. Okay, we have wonderful microphones for you too. What's your name? My name is David, and I'm Belen. David, Belen, you're going to help us in this experiment that we're going to carry out. That's wonderful. We call this game the expert. And I know it's quite appropriate for the venue. The expert is a person that is going to be interviewed by Nacho, and we are the experts. But we are one person. The 3 of us are only one person. You'll understand this later on, don't worry. This is a whole process that we're going to go through, and you'll understand later on. But we need you to tell us what this expert is going to be talking about. Something that might have to do with what was said here or not. Nuclear energy, nanotechnology, carbon nanopipes. That's amazing, how interesting. Painting asteroids. Any topic that we can wonder, what would happen with these subjects in 10 years from now? Movie financing, that's something that we've learned, a couple of euros per friend. What else? Climate change. How the houses are going to be. I love that one. how houses are going to be in 10 years from now. So you're one single person, and since I'm asking, each one of you will have to respond with one single word. For example, if I ask, what's your name? You can say, my name is Juan González Pérez. You get it? You think you're capable of doing so? Okay, one example. What's your name? My name is... Hello. Okay, good afternoon. We have a new expert in this meeting. Our next expert is named Hola. It's a hello. It's a weird name, hello, but his hello is an expert on future houses, on future buildings. Good afternoon. How are you feeling? Good afternoon. That was really nice. Hello. He's a nice person, funny person, to be honest. So how come you decided to start investigating about it? I love to research. What a nice day. One word per person. I love to research fiction. Please. Please in Spanish is 2 words. Por favor. Well, you go ahead and investigate. Go and research. Okay. Let's go straight to the point. How the house is going to be in the future. What will we be having in the bathroom? Atoms, dichotoms, energy. So, if I, for example, wish to flush the toilet, how is it that I do it? I launch my energy, I do a gesture. Strength. I use my strength. So how will kitchens be in the future? They will be nice, tender, loving, integrating, bread. He said it all with that final word, bread. Perfect kitchen for people living on their own. Loving. And please, we're running out of time, but could you please encourage people, incentivize people to build their own future home? How will you do it to encourage people to get into this new home? You can do happiness, enjoy with or games, tender, loving, breaks, color, playing. So people is not going to get out of home because they're going to be truly happy at home. But we know that there's something that cannot be in a future home. What's that? Maybe you? Maybe you, he said. Our hello expert said maybe you and me, each one in our own home. That's right, with our loving and tender kitchen. And finally saying that you wrote a book with regard to this topic. Please tell me the title of the book so that people can buy it. I don't have preachers. The perfect way of finishing with this seminar. Thank you very much. A big hand for them. Thank you very much for your cooperation to our 2 volunteers. Thank you. You can take a seat. Thank you. Okay, this is the final scene of the afternoon, of the night, and finally we're going to find out what you wrote on these cards, the questions that we were asking. This morning you got this card and the question was, tell me in one single sentence, how do you think the future will be 10 years from now? Laura is going to get one at random and it's going to be the title of this final improvised scene. There are so many here. Engaged and responsible with the environment and human values and relationships. Repeat it again. Committed, or engage and responsible with the environment and values and human relationships. Relations. Okay, that's the title of this final story, but we are going to be using the rest of the sentences. We are going to distribute them around here, and in any moment during the scene, we can grab one of these cards, read what it says, and try to integrate it on this story, and may God help us, because we're going to be needing some help, okay? So with this wonderful title, Engage and Responsible with the Environment and Balance and Human Relations. Okay, Laura, let's start. Oh, my wonderful Lily. It's growing so much. I'm not taking you to a teacher for you to see the back of your student. You're going to be here one-to-one with me. How wonderful, my Lily growing. Excuse me. Environmental police. Oh my God, how important. I'm seeing you watering your garden, and I have to verify if you're complying with the regulation for plants and gardens. As you know, the first point in this regulation is the following: more polite and fair. So could you please show me that you are educating or your lilies? Please, Lily, address the policeman with your education, say hello, and introduce yourself. Good morning, Mr. Policeman. My name is Jeremy, and I am a lily. It's one lily. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Jeremy. Sorry, I thought you were. Excuse me, Mr. Policeman. I wanted to say one thing. I always wanted to tell this to a police agent. I don't get it. I don't understand the handwriting. Let's say something different. Jeremy. A world where nature and heart, mind, and the spirit are developing harmony. It's a beautiful world. Thank you. That's my Lily. Couldn't agree most with him, but I know I have to verify if you follow the rules. What kind of water do you use for watering, Jeremy? Drinking water? Solan de Cabras, that's a brand name. Evian water. I'm a brand fan, and I always use Evian. I'm going to see what the regulation says with regard to Evian water. Spoon dish. So you have to use a dish, and you have to use a spoon in order to water. Jeremy, open your mouth, Jeremy. And do you have any animals, any pets? Okay, show me your pet. This is Ted. What kind of animal is Ted? It's a hybrid that comes from no borders, no geographical borders, no borders between personal and labor life, in between communication. Means it's connecting everything. It's connected all of the animals, and it's just like his own way. He's created his own world, and he manufactures everything. Self-sufficient. He's actually built my home. Ted is built my home. That's animal exploitation, I'm afraid. I cannot allow you to have a pet building your home, so I'm going to say the following thing. The following thing or something else. It's going to be very similar, but technology and consumption will make a difference between rich and poor countries. Where does that come from? A rich or a poor country? That makes a difference. I don't know, an asteroid fell on top of him, and it was like a crater there, and what can I say about that? I'm sorry, I have to take it to the police station because you're having an unallowed pet in here, but I cannot leave all my plants here, all my pets, all my animals. Let's go. What can I tell you about this? Maybe an example, technologies. Technologies will be available for everyone and will facilitate and add value to our life. Gee, how big a sentence. At the same time, sustainable development will be in all areas around us. If I were you, I will arrest me. This is such a long sentence. Go ahead, arrest me. Say goodbye to your animals and pets. You're going to spend some time in jail, but remember, even more unfairly distributed. So you go to jail, they stay here. Let's go.
Gracias.